Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how I lost 25 plus-ish pounds and how you can too, my tips, my tricks, everything that I did, things that I think would be applicable to any of you watching. So let's get right into it. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll pop it over here. Feel free to follow me. Thank you very much. So the first thing I did to start losing weight was I decided to work out. Sounds pretty simple, pretty easy, but I came from a pretty athletic background. I played soccer, I did gymnastics, and I cheered. So growing up I was pretty active, and then it was around my junior year of high school when I started gaining weight. So I attribute that to a few things. One, I started birth control, which really affected me. I mean, my friends, my family could tell that it affected me, my personality, my mood, my hormones, all of that. It also affected my weight. I also worked at Subway in high school, and let me tell you, we were constantly eating cookies and sandwiches and just a bunch of unhealthy stuff. I mean, I was not eating the grilled chicken salad. I wasn't. I was eating cookies and more cookies and buffalo chicken sandwiches, and those just aren't good for you. So that's kind of how I started the weight gain. Through my freshman year of college, I didn't really care about losing weight. Everyone says a freshman 15, that's 100% true. You have access to all this food. So around my sophomore year, into my sophomore year, I decided that I wanted to start losing weight and I wanted to start going to the gym. Obviously with that comes some fails. So the first one I can think of is the first time I remember actually going to the gym. I remember I saw this workout on YouTube and I wanted to copy it. So I did, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was just doing some lunges, some squats, didn't know how much weight to use, and I was so sore the next day. I think I actually talked about this a little bit in my fitness journey video, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. But I was so sore. I remember literally tearing up and almost crying on my way to class one day because I could not get up the stairs, and there was no elevator in this building, and my legs were hurting so bad that I could barely make it up the stairs. So just one of my fails. I also spent a lot of time only using machines at first because my gym at my college had like a downstairs with weights and then an upstairs with weights, and the upstairs with weights was kind of the girls section, and if that was filled with people, I didn't want to go over there, and obviously I didn't want to go downstairs to the guys section because at that point in time I was still pretty nervous, still pretty new, and I didn't really want to expose myself to that yet. The final little bit to that was I started doing research. I realized that only doing machines was not an effective way to reach the goals that I wanted. So I started using weights. I started becoming more confident going down to the guys section if the girls section was full. I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, Googled. I mean, I was reading articles upon articles on how to lose weight, what I can do, and all of that good stuff. The second thing that I did was I started cutting out bad food. So my guilty pleasure was eating Chipotle. Now don't get me wrong, still love Chipotle, but I was eating it for 4-5 days a week. I remember my freshman year we had these dollars. So basically it was real money that your parents could put on your card, or I guess you could put on your card yourself if you had a job. Unlike me, I didn't have a job my freshman year. But my mom put $100 on my card for laundry for the entire year, and I used that money for Chipotle. Yeah, it was pretty bad. I remember scrounging up pennies and nickels and dimes to be able to do my laundry because I used all my money on Chipotle. My sophomore year, when I finally got a job, I just continued. I mean, I was just using my own money to eat it, so still eating Chipotle 4 times a week. So I decided to cut out fast food at the bare minimum, fast food, and then I started looking on the back of boxes. I started looking at the different things I was eating, just thinking consciously, like, what am I eating that's not very healthy, and can I cut this out? After doing that, I learned how to cook. Once again, stuff like Pinterest, YouTube, things that required me to follow a recipe really taught me how to cook and be able to create meals for myself. And while learning how to cook, then I started meal prepping, so I would take meal prepped meals to work and I wouldn't have to worry about going out to eat. So I was spending so much money and so much time, you know, going to get food when I could have just been making it myself. So I started bringing the meal prepped meals to work. Then I started tracking macros. So tracking macros is really important if you want to lose weight. You want to be in a caloric deficit. So there's a bunch of things that you need to learn before you can even begin to figure out what that deficit is for you. So one thing I would suggest is getting some sort of fitness tracker, whether it's a Fitbit, an Apple Watch, the Apple Health app, an app on your phone, anything that you can use to track your calories and how much you're burning throughout the day. So I think that's probably the most important step if you want to track macros. Figure out how much you're burning throughout the day, because your body burns a certain amount of calories. Even if I sit here all day long, my body burns a certain amount of calories. So it's important to wear the watch, keep your phone on you, have the app, wear the Fitbit, do whatever it is you need to do to calculate that. And then what you want to do is slowly go down from that, what you're burning every day, and go down by 500. So like I said, you want to do that slowly. You don't, let's say on average you burn 1600 calories a day doing absolutely nothing. So you want to be able to go down from that. But like I said, that is doing absolutely nothing, literally sitting in this chair all day. Obviously you burn more calories throughout the day when you're getting up, walking to your car, walking your dog. So you just want to go down about 500 calories from that bare minimum. So gotta go slow. I would say probably 50 to 100 calories every 2 weeks would be the best to go down from the beginning of, let's say, 1600 and down 500 calories. So that also changes when you work out, exercise, because you're burning more. So let's say you're burning 1600 calories doing absolutely nothing, sitting in this chair, and you work out. You have a really good workout. Let's say you burn 500 calories. So then you're at 2100 calories and you still want to be in that deficit. So it's important to still fuel your body. You're going to want to eat more. So instead of taking it down from 1600, then you're going to want to take it down from that 2100. So it really is dependent on the day, but depending on your workout, you can pretty much figure that out to where you don't have to be so precise, but it takes a little bit of time. At first, you do want to be really, really precise, because there's 2 days a week where I don't work out and I'm at work and I'm sitting a lot of the day and I'm just not burning as many calories. I'm burning like 2,000, if that, and that's for me waking up in the morning, going to work, maybe walking around a little bit. So you gotta think of that. And then I burn closer to 25 to 2,800 when I am working out. So like I said, you just have to adjust it to you. Another really important thing too with tracking macros is I am not about the fad diets, keto, the paleo. It's not for me. I don't think it works. I don't think it's sustainable. I am totally fine with people who are vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, whatever other tarians there are. Totally fine with that. That's not a fad diet to me. That's just a preference or a lifestyle choice. But these fad diets I just don't think work. I'm okay with intermittent fasting, but I think that just depends on the person. I think sometimes I even kind of do intermittent fasting because I don't eat as soon as I wake up in the morning. But if you're hungry, eat. I don't think intermittent fasting really does anything to help lose weight or lose fat. I just think it's a preference thing. If you're not hungry when if you're not hungry when you wake up in the morning, don't eat. That's that. I think another common misconception too is people think that if they eat after a certain time that it's going to make them gain weight. At the end of the day, if you're in a caloric deficit, you're not going to gain weight. If you eat some Cheez-Its at 10 o'clock at night and you're still in a caloric deficit, those Cheez-Its aren't going to put 5 pounds on you. That's just not the way it works. It's all about the deficit. The time of day you eat does not matter. So please, for the love of God, don't think that it does. Another thing that I did was I was really afraid that it could have been my hormones or my thyroid that was an issue. Like I said at the beginning, my birth control really affected my weight, but I had gone through a few different ones after that. So I had my doctor test me and see if I had any issues or problems with my thyroid, my blood, if I had anything wrong. And everything came back normal. I would definitely suggest getting your thyroid or hormones checked, because I think especially women like to blame weight gain on, oh, I have a bad thyroid, but have you gotten it checked? Because you should. If you think that it's your thyroid, get it checked, because then your doctor can prescribe you medicine to help balance out all those hormones and issues that you might have. Another thing that I did was when I turned 21, because obviously I kind of started this whole fitness journey my sophomore year. So my junior year I turned 21 and I was drinking pretty sugary beverages, like alcoholic beverages, lots of cranberry vodkas, lots of tequila sunrises, and it's just all juice, all sugar. So what I started doing was, if I would go out, I would get a vodka soda with lime. It doesn't taste great, but it doesn't taste bad. It's just like, what alcohol does taste good? Margaritas taste good. Preference. But I'm not gonna go out to a bar and get a margarita, you know what I'm saying? So anywho, vodka soda with lime, that's a really good like skinny drink. That, or if you get vodka Red Bull but get sugar-free Red Bull, usually you can tell because they have freezers in the back of the bar, and you can, fridge, whatever, you can see in the back of the bar, and they typically have sugar-free, and sometimes it costs a little bit more. But if you want to drink, have a good time, but you don't want to feel the guilt, or you don't want to reap the effects of the calories, you still want to have fun, live your life, sugar-free is probably a good suggestion. So just think about that too. You have to think about your drinks. I've never been a big soda drinker. When I was a kid, yes, but as a teenager, young adult, I was not a soda drinker. So if you're drinking sodas, that's something to think about. Even really sugary teas, coffees, lattes, stuff like that that has a lot of sugar in it, just keep that in the back of your mind, because I think we forget taking in drinks is also attributing to macros, calories, etc. And they're really easy calories to miss, and you track all your food, think you're doing well, but it's those drinks that are getting you. The final thing that kind of aided and helped my fitness journey was going through a police academy, which is something I don't think I've talked about yet on the internet at all. So if you don't know, I went through a police academy. That's that. I won't go into too much detail about the academy itself, but it is very extensive as far as your training, physical training, so working out. We'd work out about 2 to 3 hours a day, depending. So when I started the academy in 2018, it was June, so we would work out in the morning, and then as it progressed through the winter, we would work out in the afternoon. So we would try to pick the hotter times in the winter and the cooler times in the summer. So before I started the academy, I had kind of fallen off from my fitness journey. I was doing really well, and then I went on vacation, spring break, spring of 2018, and I kind of just fell off. I was super excited to get in shape for spring break and look good for all my pictures and stuff. When I came back, I just didn't care anymore, and I kind of let myself go again. And no, I didn't gain like a ton of weight back. By then I had lost probably 15 pounds, and I was still trying to look to lose a little bit more, but like I said, I just had no motivation. I didn't really work out, and going through the academy really put it in perspective for me that I was out of shape. I mean, we were running all the time. It was difficult for me to even do half a mile. So we were on a structured plan. We had 2 people who were certified personal trainers who would train with us, and then we had the academy staff who leads us. And like I said, I'm not going to go into detail, but we had a pretty big group of people who were leading us. 2 of them were actually personal trainers, and they trained us. Lots of cardio, lots of high intensity workouts, lots of CrossFit workouts. Like, this is stuff that I never experienced because I didn't really do a lot of cardio and all I did was lift weights. So it was weird going and doing box jumps and battle ropes and running and sprints and hills, and it's just something that I wasn't used to. And I mean, that got me into the best shape probably, well, until now. I think I'm in better shape, but it was in the best shape of my life at that time. So I was able, we did a 5K. I had never run 3 miles before, and then, but they always kept pushing us. You know, first it was 3, then it was 4, then it was 5. They just kept pushing us to run more and more, pushing us, yelling at us. If you know what a police academy is like, you'll get what I'm saying. So that really pushed me and got me down the last 10 pounds. So totaling around 25 pounds of weight loss. So after the police academy, I decided that I wanted to continue training on my own, but I wanted to incorporate weights again, of course. And I decided that I wanted to become a better runner because in the academy, I was one of the slower people. Obviously, like, there's a lot of guys and they're naturally just faster than women. So I really wanted to be as good as the guys, and I wanted to run fast, and I wanted to be able to run distance. So that's what I started doing more recently, I would say in the past few months. And this doesn't really have anything more to do with the weight loss. This is just kind of what I've been doing post academy. But I just decided I wanted to get stronger, wanted to get faster, and I wanted to be able to run distance, and that's what I've been doing. And I feel like I'm probably in better shape now than I was in the academy because my mile times, my sprints, push-ups, all of that are far better than they were in the academy. And even in the academy, I was still doing pretty well. So it's all about overcoming and adapting and being able to do what you can with what you've got, especially in this crazy time where a lot of us don't have access to weights. I was lucky enough to get my hands on a pretty wide variety of them. So if you're feeling frustrated, just know body weight workouts, banded workouts, they're all great. I bet you have apples or potatoes or cans or something in your house that you could put in a bag. You could do some weighted squats. It's weird, probably sucks, but right now, if you're really focused on losing weight, this is the perfect time to do it. We don't have anything else to do. So I think it's really important to focus on our health and fitness right now, and hopefully these tips help you if losing weight is something that you're interested in. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thanks. Bye.